Hello and welcome today to the PSI Metals Tech Talks. My name is Ira Vollenberg. I'm working as product manager for PSI Metals, and today I want to tell you how you can use the PSI Metals software to guide you through your productions and to make deviation handling in production smoother. And the better you react on deviations, the more money you save. So stay tuned. Today I will tell you how to save money in your production. Imagine the steel production. At the beginning you have the iron ore, and at the end you have the finished product. So you can have a wide variety of finished products. You can have something very big like the Golden Gate Bridge. You can have something very small like a knife, or even smaller like some computer parts. So how do you get from the iron ore to all these different products? In fact, this is the production route that is making the difference there. At the beginning, it's a bit the same, the blast furnace process of melting the iron ore. It's more or less the same process. But the more specialized you go to the end, the more different lines you are using, different processes, and then you obtain your different products at the end. So how can you guide through this very, very complex production lines? In fact, you can compare it to a GPS system. So a GPS system, if you take a trip with your car today, you can use your GPS system. And if you remember, several years ago, we were still stuck to paper maps. So when you went to a city for holidays, you had to buy the paper maps before, or for another country you had to buy these maps. And the more and more we have automation now, we can use the GPS system. This makes it also easier for deviations. So when you had the paper maps, there were maybe some problems, like you had a blocked route, you had a traffic jam, some construction sites, and in the old days you needed to listen to the radio, maybe you couldn't understand it because of another language, and today the GPS system has this information to react on these deviations and to propose you an alternative route. So let me tell you a story about this alternative route. One day I was driving from the north of France, from Dunkirk, from a customer, to Brussels, to the airport to catch a flight there to leave my rental car. So I used my GPS system like we all do today. And then I went all the way down from the north of France and to the ring of Brussels. And at the ring of Brussels, there was a traffic jam, like always. When I go there at rush hour, there's always this huge traffic jam. So what did the GPS system do? It proposed me an alternative route. I was happy, I wanted to catch my flight. I took this alternative route, but what I was not aware is the GPS system had incomplete information. It was leading me through the center of Brussels, all these small roads like this traffic lights, and I was stuck there for a long time. It took me much more time to go to my destination, to go to the airport, and I catched my flight at the very last minute, luckily, but I had a lot of stress. Why do I tell you this story? You can compare it to the steel production. In the steel production also, in the older days, we had more and more paper, and today we get rid of this paper. We have more automation. We have systems like PSI Metals who help you to guide you through your steel production, who give you the production path, how to produce materials, how to produce the fridge, how to produce the Golden Gate Bridge. And let me tell you one story from a customer who was producing a coil, a galvanized coil, and there was a defect on this coil. And now there came the deviation management. So there was this defect, and somebody decided, okay, to get rid of this defect, we have to do this and that to the coil. We have to send it to the cutting again, to the welding again, to the galvanizing line. So a lot of rework steps, big alternative route for this coil to be taken, which was very expensive, of course. And then at the end, there was the quality inspection of this coil. And then they realized, and they could look it up with the PSI software they just started using recently, that already from the first decision of doing the rework, there was a second defect on this coil. so that you had to scrap it anyway. So they did all this expensive deviation for nothing, for scrapping the coil at the end. So with the PSI Metals system, the customer was then able to set up the rules, to have the big picture, to see all the different defects, to see all the information around the process, and to avoid these critical situations for the future. So, and this is how I want to tell you how you can save money in the future. Use the PSI Metals system. You have the PSI Metals experts, the consultants with a long experience in the steel industry who are happy to set up the system with you, and then we will make your production system smarter than your GPS. Thank you for watching the Tech Talks today, and please do not hesitate to contact us. We are happy to help you.